Hello, my name is Madison High, and this is my Chapter 2 video assignment. The first rule that I find useful in the middle school that I teach at is our after-school program. We started this program last year, and what it is that if students have any late, missing, or uncompleted assignments, they are required to stay after school. And there's a different teacher for every day of the week, so one teacher isn't stuck with it every day. When a student is referred, they must go call their parents to tell them that they have to stay after to make sure that they can get a ride. And if they do finish early, they can, and their work's done well, they can go. Otherwise, they need to stay until 4:30. Most parents are very supportive of this program, but we have had a few parents cause some problems. But overall, we've had some very positive results. Students are becoming much more responsible because they're being held accountable to have their work turned in that day. Most students also don't like to stay after school, which is a big motivating factor. So in a given week, I usually have 1 to 2 kids that I have to refer to the program, which is great. Also, with some beneficial rules, our school is using PBIS, which is Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports. So rather than telling a student what not to do, the school is focusing on preferred behaviors. And our school established 4 of them, which is be safe, be responsible, be resourceful, and be respectful. And as a district, we got together and we came up with expectations for each aspect of the school. So like locker rooms, bathrooms, cafeteria, and we have made posters and hang them up around the school so the students know what the expectations and rules are at all times. So, for example, if you're doing bus expectations or rules, they would be keep your hands and feet where they belong, throw away unwanted items in the wastebasket, and stay seated and facing forward at all times. If we're discussing the restroom policies, flush the toilet after the use 2 squares of soap to wash your hands, and throw away paper towels in wastebasket. Those are some examples of some rules that we've established in our school that have helped make things run smoothly. 3 rules that can cause more problems than they solve. One would be our prime time at the end of the day. Our prime time is kind of like homeroom. I'm an advisor to a group of about 10 students. I check their planner and make sure they're doing their work, everything. But at the end of the day, if they ride the bus, those kids leave. If they don't ride the bus, they report to the prime time, and it can get kind of chaotic, and it's more like babysitting kids during that time. It's not super productive time. So I don't really like this rule too much. Another rule is not necessarily for the students, but for the teachers. Because we are PBIS, we are required to reward positive behaviors by handing out tickets to the students. And the tickets are in the 4 areas of be safe, be responsible, resourceful, and respectful. So if any student demonstrates any of those areas, then we give a ticket for that. What we've kind of found with that is some students will do something and then they'll ask the teacher for a ticket then, which kind of defeats the purpose of the ticket. Also, our 8th grade class kind of thought it was cool that they weren't getting tickets, so everybody tried not to. For me to give out a ticket, I don't give out tickets for homework, having their homework done, or bringing their book to class. Those are my daily expectations that students should be doing all the time. What I give tickets for is if they go above and beyond. So if a student would drop their books and their papers would go all over the hallway, and a student stopped to help pick up those papers, to me that student would be worthy of a ticket. And the last rule is computer violation. Every student in our middle school has a MacBook Air, so teachers use their computers a lot in their classroom. So when a student does violate the computer policies and get their computer taken away, it kind of makes it rough on the teacher more than the student. Because if we need that student to use that computer in that class for that time, we have to send another student to go get it, and then at the end of class make sure we get it from the student that broke the rules. Then at the end of the day, we have to make sure that student doesn't try and leave the school with their computer, and then when their computer's turned in, we have to make sure it gets to the right place. So there's just a lot of work on our part when a student breaks the rules. Okay, next question. If I were a principal, if I was going to establish some school rules, the first thing I would do is I would talk to the current employees and ask them what has been working for them. Have the employees collaborate and come up with new rules that they would like to instate, or maybe rules that they maybe don't like so much and they want to get rid of. I would look through the school handbook as well as other schools' handbooks to see what they're doing, if there's anything, new out there that would be beneficial to the school I'm at. So that's kind of the teacher and administrator aspect of it, but I also, since these rules are meant for the school, I want some student input. So one way would be to send out an electronic survey to all the students, to everyone, to cover, not just a certain group, but every student in the school. But a couple groups that could maybe help me do this would be Student Council and National Honor Society. Those would be two groups I could rely on to help me come up with the rules after the survey has been sent out to all the students. Okay, and the last question. Bureaucracy influences organizational structure by giving the employees the power to make decisions based on how they want to run the school or business, and then they have to be accountable for the decisions that they make. And this was kind of discussed in Chapter 1. It talked about how, members that are actively participating in decision making, they're more productive, they're happier, they get a sense of ownership in what they're doing, much more than if their boss or an administrator just told them what they had to do. And I want to create a positive relationship with the school staff and gain their respect. So when I do make decisions, I want my staff to trust me and know that I'm always keeping the best interest of the school and the students in mind. Max Weber believed that bureaucracy was the most efficient form of organization, and he discussed 5 characteristics. And I definitely see them playing a part in today's school systems. So division of labor, we see that all the time. In the school we've got cooks, we've got janitors, we got secretaries, teachers. So I definitely see that one. The rules, we just discussed rules. Every school has them. They've got a handbook, but it is up to the teachers to make sure they maintain consistency throughout the school when they're, enforcing these rules. We also have a hierarchy of authority. There's a chain of command in a school system. Teachers, parents, community members, they must follow this chain of command if they have any issues or concerns. The one that Weber does talk about with impersonality, I don't think that one should apply too much to a school system, though, because I do believe you have to become personal with your staff. Not in a buddy-buddy sense, but as a professional relationship where there's trust, and I don't agree with keeping distance between yourself and other coworkers or employees. And the last one he talked about was competence. And we do base employment on qualifications. You want to hire the very best teacher that you can find. We don't necessarily have job promotions in a school setting, but you can work your way up the ladder by furthering your education, which is what I think all of us are doing right now by taking this class. So I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say, and thanks for watching.